purposes as well. So they are willing to look at this. We've spoken to them about it. They want to know that the City Council of River Oaks is willing to support that kind of effort. There would be a lot of work that went into it. There still has to be engineering design and all the changes. They're about 60% complete on their existing design. This will create some new needs to go back and look at those designs, and we acknowledge that, as they do too. But it comes down to whether or not we as a community believe this is a better opportunity for us, and this new roadway gives us a new opportunity for economic development. What we've done in this slide is essentially show you kind of a future picture. Now, there are a lot of businesses and privately owned buildings today that would be on both sides of this new roadway if you were to approve this. It's going to take time, but one of the things that could happen is you could have basically a divided roadway with a landscaped median in the middle that would create a town center-like environment for you that would encourage new development and new businesses to front that roadway, where you have the potential for sit-down restaurants, you'd have the potential for some of the things I described earlier. It's going to take time, but the roadway becomes the catalyst. Without the roadway, those opportunities get lost. So we've just sort of projected on here what those buildings may look like in the future. They may not look exactly like this, but it's to show you how a town center environment could emerge from a decision to support a roadway change of this nature. So this extension, this new roadway, will definitely increase your commercial development opportunities. We believe it's a significant bump to your economy in terms of your tax base. There's going to be new retail, potentially even a new hotel. One of the things we've looked at is when you look at the entrance in to the Joint Reserve Base, River Oaks is a perfect location to be able to put a quality hotel product. And what better place to put it than in a town center environment like we're talking about here. We believe it also improves traffic flow and safety. Because as we go back and look at an intersection now that terminates at 183, instead of trying to merge into 2 or 3 existing roadways that are avoiding businesses and creating roundabouts and all kinds of congestion and difficulty, we believe this is a more clear and more safe way to access Meandering Road from 183. So we think at the end of the day, we're going to be working with COG closely to help hopefully be able to design some of these components, but ultimately believe this is a safer and better traffic access for the community as well. It definitely creates an opportunity for new branding, and that's one of the things we've talked about in River Oaks is we need to look at our brand and we need to become, more of a household word in the Metroplex. The Metroplex is coming closer to us every day in terms of new value. You can go less than a mile from here and see people paying exorbitant costs for lease space, for commercial lease space as well as residential. That trend will continue into River Oaks if we make the right decisions to begin capitalizing on it, and we believe this is one of those decisions. Finally, the opportunities that exist through the Joint Reserve Base and the traffic flows, the weekend traffic, is a real potential for River Oaks, and we believe we can do a better job of capturing that with a configuration like you have here. So what we're asking tonight is for you to consider adopting a resolution that acknowledges there's still a lot of work to do. But it basically says to the Council of Governments and to TxDOT, we support looking at a new roadway that will be configured similar to what we have here. And from River Oaks' perspective, we want you, COG, and you, TxDOT, to know that we're willing to partner with you to make this roadway happen in a way that makes River Oaks a better community. So, Mayor, I'd be happy to answer any questions. That's in a nutshell what we're asking you and what the resolution calls for consideration.
Yeah. I don't know how anybody could turn down an opportunity to improve your city. I think, the town hall meetings and things, we're going to have to go back to that, educate people so they'll understand. And as long as people understand and not criticize, we can move forward. But I think it's fantastic, and I appreciate you coming in with another option, because I know some roundabouts and things has been an issue, but an opportunity for, and we're talking basically businesses that current owners can do better. A developer can come in, have something to look at instead of this one little spot here, another spot here. They have a complete area they can come in, and that's what other cities, municipalities have done in order to move forward. And if we don't listen to the professional advice from you, our economic development and everything, we're never going to get any better. And that's why we're here right now together, is to move the city forward. And with the development around us, we have to be a team player with them. So, thanks, sir.
So Trent, I had a question. You may or may not have an answer, but I know you're not COG, and they're ultimately going to come back with their suggestions and recommendations for the larger plan. But if this road was to extend across Roberts Cutoff, what, in your opinion, would that do? Would that would that alleviate whatever need COG has identified for a roundabout right there to?
You said the magic words, my opinion.
Your opinion.
And I will express it only as my opinion. The roundabout becomes a function of trying to move a whole lot of traffic in a very small place. If we can push some of that traffic off of that pressure point and create a new intersection, I do believe it reduces the need for that sort of activity. Our goal would be to push as much of it as we can through the business corridor and away from the residential, away from the difficult angles that they're trying to put in now. That will certainly be our recommendation to COG, but as you pointed out, it's going to be their decision, but we're certainly going to be there in your court trying to push for this to be a better access point.
Well, I would say even if a roundabout, I would still rather not see a roundabout there, but this makes more sense than the roundabout where they proposed originally. So either way, I think that part of it's a win-win.
I agree. Roundabout takes taxable property and lays its hand.
Yes,
But with this plan, there will have to be some kind of traffic control device.
Sure.
It'll have to be, because large stuff like way
It'll have to
too much
be
traffic on it.
At worst, it's a signalized four-way intersection
Right.
with dedicated lefts.
Right.
So I
So I
think
think we should
ways
be,
to move
as
it.
Trent pointed out, we don't know what their recommendation will be based on this. It might replace roundabout, it may not replace roundabout. But this is a valuable idea to research and consider, regardless if the roundabout's there or not there, right? Because that's really not critical to the point that we're creating that we may be creating a new road with new taxable property.
Hopefully it has both benefits,
Right.
but less traffic impact and better economic development.
And all we're doing now, we're approving this, and that's telling TxDOT, hey, or the COG, we're willing, you make it work, but it'll still come back to us.
We're not approving it, we're approving them looking at it.
Right.
It's not a binding
resolution.
They're not gonna consider it at all, just don't, and they're going with the plan they have, so.
As I understand it, it's given COG and them the ability to look at the feasibility of, instead of doing what they had already done, to look at a new alternative plan in hopes that they can make it better and safer for all.
Yes, sir.
And ideally for us, it would impact our economic growth in that area. I think it's a wonderful idea to explore, and I appreciate you bringing it to us.
Yes, sir.
As an alternative to what we had.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Make a motion to approve resolution 970-2019.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve resolution 970, 2019. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Item number 8, consider approval of request by Theda Jones in order to hold a second residential sale on property at 5813 Manning Road. And I will have to abstain from this, so.
Okay, yes, so the mayor said, item number 8 is the request by Theda Jones to hold a second residential sale on the property at 5813 Meandering Road.
What this is, if you read the yard sale ordinance, an estate sale, whether it's a yard sale, whether it's a garage sale, are all considered the same thing. Most estate sales are usually held indoors, and whereas a garage or yard sales typically are outdoors. In this situation, and we've had this come